Special shout out to supernatural brainwave power, providing amazing, awesome meditative music that I use literally every single day. So because a lot of us are quarantined and we're either working out at home, doing crazy workouts we might not normally do, or limited because of what we have at home, or just because of the overall stress and anxiety, we tend to pull muscle easily. And no area is more common to pull muscles that I've seen over the years than the muscles behind your shoulder blade, under your shoulder blade, and right around your neck. So you're talking about your trapezius muscles that tend to go behind your shoulder blade, a multitude of muscles that support your shoulder blade, and then also your spinal erectors and your lats that are back here that are all connected to essentially what's going to be happening to your shoulder blade. Even these muscles along here, which are part of your lats, and believe it or not, your tricep, which goes all the way down there, which we'll get into in other videos. But my technique that has worked for me over the years is a bit of foam rolling, but a lot more trigger therapy. And there's a very specific way I go about it. So I wanted to walk through it just to see if that would help anyone. It's been extremely helpful in releasing those muscles that are kind of locked up and pulling your shoulder blade in possibly the wrong way, maybe pulling them forward, because essentially we want to be very proud chest, a very depressed shoulder. This motion right here, and maybe depending on what muscles lock, is pulling you in ways you don't want to be, which give you pain and then possible injury down the road. So what I like to do first is, apply some heat if you can, hot shower if you can, even go ahead and get your foam roller and foam roll the general area, because what you're trying to do is to loosen the area. So maybe just go on your back and you can play with where your arm might be and just roll over the entire shoulder blade, which feels really good. I'm loosening up the area. Now, most of you probably do this and you're like, okay, great, I foam roll, I'm awesome, I have no issue. Great, but if you still feel like a lot of tightness in here, this interior part, which are the scalenes, which is kind of right along your neck, under your rib cage, very hard to access, what I would like you to embrace is something a little more strategic and a lot more powerful, which is something like a trigger point where we're going to release it. It's very much more like a scalpel, and this is a little more like a sledgehammer. So if you get your scalpel, you might have come across different tools. This is really good for different parts of the body because it'll still be able to massage your area and increase the blood flow. It has little grooves. This has grooves, which I think are very important. This ball also has grooves, believe it or not. It's very, very good for your hip. But what I've found that works best for the shoulder blade, and which is really attached to your shoulder and your neck, going right under the blade, is a good old small dumbbell. It's very, if you don't want to roll around, it's very static. It has a lot of sharp corners, and you can manipulate your body around it, and it's not really going anywhere, and you can find different angles on it. So I prefer a dumbbell. So after I've warmed up and I've kind of softened the area, really all I'm going to do is try to relax as much as possible. I'm going to align this towards the bottom of my shoulder blade, not even, maybe a couple inches below, and work my way up. So when you hear me talk about taking a minute, a breath, inch it up. Take a minute, take a breath, inch it up. I'm inching it along my back. I'm relaxing into each position, and I'm breathing, which does what? This is your ribs that are back here, right? Now they're sitting over essentially the area we're massaging. We're reducing the knots, we're opening up. So by breathing and relaxing, you're gonna open up your rib cage, and even though you're not actually moving, you're just relaxing, you're moving your fascia and your muscles over the tool, the implement that's going to release those muscles, or the foam rolling tool. So you're moving through your breath. You don't have to move to actually move through this therapeutic action. So in practice, I'm going to go ahead and line this up essentially down a straight line, a curved line through the line of the back of my shoulder blade. I can't tell you where you feel in your body, only you can. So this is very diagnostic and exploratory. I can feel it radiating usually from here all the way up into my neck when I'm in the right spot. So that's what you're looking for. So you're going to put this under your shoulder blade to start. You're using the sharpest corner. If this is too intense, use something softer. Use a golf ball, a softball, a little rubber ball, or even a dog toy or something. Really any implement that gets it in there. I prefer this the best though. I've used kettlebells, but I feel like these are often the most, like I said, strategic, and they have the sharp edges to get really really laser or scalpel focused. So notice most of my body is relaxed. I'm not holding myself up in the air or anything, because what? Because that's going to tense everything up. I need to relax everything and in turn relax this muscle that's jacked up back here. So I'm going to go ahead and articulate my shoulder blade on top of the sharp part of the dumbbell. So again, you're going to be moving to find the right spot. You're not going to land in one spot and you're there and you're good and that's it. You're going to get under the shoulder blade, and then I'm going to relax these muscles. I'm going to kind of melt into the mat, and I'm going to just put that sharp point right under the knot that I feel, or the muscle line that I feel. So all I'm going to do here is totally relax and breathe deeply. And again, what I'm doing is, while I'm breathing and my ribs are expanding, I'm moving across this dumbbell. And again, I'm putting a little pressure here, relaxing most of my body, just shifting my weight just a bit here, and I can feel it radiating up into my neck. You know, breathe here for a minute or two. I'll shimmy down half an inch. I'm still right along that line. I'm almost surfing, as my cousin would say, who does a lot of Reiki and healing, surfing that line. So I'm going to shift down maybe an inch, put that corner of the dumbbell right back there. Breathe. And again, I can feel it radiating all the way up into here. You've got to find that spot that radiates. Obviously, if it hurts a lot, stop, find something softer. But what you'll find is, even just right there, is it's almost like it just releases. As if it was this fat all bundled up, and just poop, and you'll feel like a little, not a pop, but a little almost a click, and the muscle turns off. Then what do? You shift down, apply a little weight right behind that shoulder blade again. Everything kind of lights up. Even though I'm pushing essentially behind the middle of my shoulder blade, I feel it in my neck, I feel it on my outer deltoid, I can even feel it in my thumb. Because why? Because it's all connected. So these exploratory moves are going to be really effective in determining what parts of your body are bothering you when it's coming to your shoulder blade. Another way to see how it's affected is to actually move your neck around a bit. So what I like to do, whether from a stand or a sit, is, you know, with caution if you're injured, but just relax your shoulders, good posture here, so opening up, and just do your little baby circles. Maybe your neck cracks a little bit like mine does. And what can I tell? How tight I am here, what it's connected to. Oh wow, it's over here, it's in this quadrant. You know, I'm tight back here. So I probably need to start forward rolling even that low. I would use this technique with caution, because if you do too much, your body's going to defend itself. So again, heat it up, massage the overall area and the fascia, and then get very scalpel-like with something like this. But remember, relax your shoulder on top, find the right spot, get below the right spot, breathe into it for a couple minutes. If you're lucky, it'll release, open up. You shift up, you move up an inch, breathe into it. And don't be afraid to articulate this all over where it feels tight, and this will start loosening up. It'll start radiating into here, the knots that occur here. But start from below, work your way up. I'm Ross, aka Drew Jackman, your wellness ninja. This is my wellness dojo, and I hope that helps. If you need help, if you have questions, if you disagree, if you want to beef, email me right here at ross007flow@gmail.com. I look forward to your comments and your criticisms. Peace. Make my wellness dojo your wellness dojo. Don't forget to subscribe at the bottom for more awesome.